What's good, YouTube? Thank you so much for joining me. I have to say, y'all come up with some amazing ideas. So today we're gonna do something y'all requested. Music for a rafflesia flower. That sounds so cool. I don't know what that's gonna sound like yet, but I'm so excited to find out. I don't know anything yet about this flower. I've heard of a corpse flower, but turns out this isn't the same thing. It also goes by the name stinking corpse lily. If I was a lily, I would be a stinking corpse lily. That's goals for real. But anyway, enough goofing around. We're just gonna do a little bit of research and see what inspires us. Ow! Ow! Ah, I just hit my knee so hard. Holy shit. Ah, fuck. Whew. Jesus. Research is a dangerous game. Okay, so the rafflesia or stinking corpse lily is a genus of parasitic flowering plants. Y'all, we get into some metal sides of nature on this channel. Look how big that flower is. Nah, this child's like, I don't even need a mask. The plant has no stems, leaves, or roots. The largest one recorded is over a meter in diameter. The flowers look and smell like rotten flesh. Not sure that's true, but we'll let that slide. It's a holoparasite, so literally this plant cannot even survive or reproduce without a host. So instead of roots, it has a haustorium, which spreads into another plant's vines and absorbs its nutrients. And that stinky smell attracts flies, which is how it pollinates. Oh, this is the corpse flower, which has the largest inflorescence. It's the rafflesia, though, that has the largest single flower. Okay. Y'all, get this. At first, it's visually undetectable until buds erupt without warning from an infected host vine and swell slowly over months to the size of cabbages. I mean, damn! Inside each bloom lies a disc covered with spikes, and botanists still don't know even what they do. Whoa, that was crazy. This is kind of a weird detail to include. In the largest flowers, the chamber is almost big enough for an infant to crawl inside and fall asleep. So apparently, even though they're so stinky, the buds and blooms are considered a delicacy. And in other parts of Southeast Asia, they're considered to have medicinal powers. What an amazing flower. Me! I feel targeted by that. Rafflesia flowers also generate heat? Okay, we need to really be writing some of this down. I did not expect to be taking in so much information. And instead of powdery pollen, it produces a massive quantity of viscous fluid, sort of like snot, that dries on the back of the carrion flies and presumably remains viable for quite a long time, perhaps weeks. And since they bloom rarely, of course, pollination happens infrequently. Y'all, this is insane. And when they do pollinate, it's like winning the lottery, because the female flowers produce fruits that look like a manure pie filled with hundreds of thousands of tiny seeds. Oh my god, what is this plant? What is this flower? Yo, rafflesia are such extreme parasites that they don't even need to photosynthesize because they get everything they need from their host. What the fuck? Nature is metal. Kinda cool that the corpse flower is usually grown in greenhouses, but the rafflesia has never been successfully cultivated. She's a wild one for real. Alright, y'all, so here I was thinking we were gonna do some kind of cute little plant beat with some nice flowery harmonies, cute little vibes. But no, of course it's gonna be way fucking weirder than that. Instead, we're gonna make a beat that smells like a rotting corpse, that is lined with spikes on the inside, that is such an extreme parasite that it literally exclusively depends on its host for nutrients and survival, that generates its own heat, and is about as wide as I am tall. Okay, not actually, but way closer to that than any flower I've ever seen. Let's just say it's wide enough for an infant to crawl inside of it, which I still think is a weird detail to include in an article. And instead of making powdery pollen like most plants, it makes a thick snot-like viscous liquid. So there is nothing chill about this plant. let me repeat, there is nothing chill about this plant. But at the end of the day, it also is a delicacy and has medicinal properties. So it's both a healing flower delicacy and nightmare fuel. So we have to try to strike a balance between the rotting fleshedness of it all and the flower with healing properties of it all. I don't really know how that's gonna sound yet, but I'm sure we can figure something out. Glad we looked it up, because I was probably gonna head in a completely different direction. So I say we just start making some music and see what happens. Alright, time to actually open up Ableton. Time to take our earrings off, get to work. Pretty beautiful, actually. It's pretty, but I'm not sure it's it. I like how slow moving it is and how organic it feels. Let's make a little theme for her. It should be mysterious. It should be kind of delicate. Definitely warm. Remember, she generates her own warmth. But I feel like kind of mysterious. There's like a mystery. There's like a... It can't be cultivated. It's kind of out of our reach, out of our understanding. Yeah, so we got... Because here, this fourth chord, we got D on top, D natural on top over C minor. But then we go to a D flat, major 7. They really clash, they really clash. We got this half note here from G to A. Bridges that gap harmonically. So far I like this progression and I like this sound because it's ethereal, but it's mysterious and it's weird and it's a little off-putting with those different half steps. Pretty cool. Just want to hear these harmonies on the piano. arpeggios. That's perfect. I added this higher pad here just for when it plays the chords. Just as an extra little layer. It's kind of subtle, but it's nice. I love that it kind of ends missing a note almost. Feels so organic that way. Love that. Right now I can't decide between going somewhere trappier with this or going somewhere more with like vintage kind of drum kit. That was kind of good. Okay, it's in there somewhere. The beginning was good. So I just took some drums and slowed them way down. Just gonna chop it how I want it. It's not as nice when they're all hammering, smashing on the keys. That's nicer. Now let's put some crazy 808s over that. It's kind of an awesome combination, I'm not gonna lie. Contrast, but the piano part is too ethereal. I think it needs something more angular. So I'm gonna scrap that trap beat and see if we can find something a little more relevant. That's pretty rafflesia. It's really nice. I feel like that's it. Our harmonies are actually 6 bars long instead of 4, so I'm doubling the first bar and leaving that final bar at the end. Cool, just chop that up a little bit. This part is so rafflesia, honestly. I love how organic this feels after having chopped it up a bit. It's almost like it's stuttering a little bit. It's beautiful, it's delicate, but it's haunted and it's kind of mysterious. Ugh, I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go. I think I'll be able to record a little more later. I'm not much of a makeup artist at all, but I tried to do like a rafflesia red and white thing going on. Can't really even tell with my glasses. Now I just need to cover myself in like a thick viscous snot and I'll be looking the part. Okay, anyway. I want this one to play way quieter so that it sounds like more of an echo. Wow.
I made a book. Probably don't want to include this. I made a book for the art show that I'm curating. Here's Sunny. Oh. Look at that photo. Unreal. Pause now to read bio.
It's for a gallery show Julia's curating. You'll see a video about that in the future. My talented baby. I'm worried about overdoing the length, but I wanted to extend this because I really feel like you need a moment to really enjoy those harmonies. They're pretty weird. And I think letting this first iteration breathe more and be a little longer in general is not a bad idea. We can abbreviate it later when the beat comes in. Oh, we could do little trills with our arpeggiator. That's so cute. Da-da-da-da-da. That's how she goes. It's so cute. Yeah, like that. I'm just wondering what would happen if when the drums come in, we put the same exact, we'll keep this the same in the right ear. But in the left ear, we'll put a delayed version, just 8 seconds, no feedback. Maybe a little more delayed. It's really quiet. I like that. That'll turn on when the drums come in. It's really subtle, but it gives it a lot more dimension when the drums come in. Those trills are so cute. Close. I think that was it. Alright, good shit. We got a bass part there. My only thing is, I'm loving this section. It's just too vibey still. I want something that's spikier and more, doesn't smell like rotten flesh yet. It doesn't sound like it's covered in spikes. Low-key hi-hats. I think something spiky like hi-hats, even if they're kind of off in the distance. Okay, we could do something with this. We could totally do something with this. It sounds too smooth. It sounds too... I guess that's a good problem to have, but I really wanted it to sound kind of stinky. I'm out here wanting to make it less smooth, for real. Do you want to hear everything or just the part I'm having a problem with?
I want to listen to everything first, and then the problem.
I really like the beginning. I feel like the beginning...
Can I do it with headphones?
Sure. I feel like the beginning is very, like, you're in this forest and you find the rafflesia and it's very mysterious and ambient.
Oh, this is the flower one.
This is the rafflesia flower.
Okay. You're working on so many right now, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I think it needs to sound a little more hollow at some point. Yeah, like hollow and / or heavy. And I know that those are opposites, but I mean, that's the first thing that strikes me when I see it.
Just that it feels, to me, it feels very flower.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like specific to this flower.
Yeah, I think it sounds a little more royal than this is. Like this one has a like evil power to it, you know, and the one that like yours, the music sounding a little bit more angelic.
Exactly.
Like,
So
it's not really
like
giving the
meanness.
rotten. I think that's too upbeat.
Like,
I don't
think
know.
This is just the wrong direction.
Yeah, I don't think this is the right direction.
Already getting rid of that is better.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'll try to change the harmonies here so that they're a little darker.
Yeah, I think everything just needs to be a bit darker.
Alright, without getting rid of this altogether, let's just see if we can't change these harmonies to be a little bit darker. It's kind of a shame because I like it and I want to keep the floweriness, but I think we just need something accentuating the minor aspects. All of these chords have minor chords in them, so I just kind of want to see if we can't just layer the minor chords, the augmented, you know? The glide is good. The rafflesia's kind of like... That sounds good. Let's put it all next to the LFO, but in a random depth so all the different parts are They move more organically. Adding a little FM, even just a little bit, is so powerful. Let's make sure to pan it. Let's pan it all over the place. Nice and wide. Ooh. Love that. It's majestic, but it's more minor. It's more rafflesia. And I think that we can still... that still has a place, the piano. I want a little more of this. 2K, 3K in the bass. Yo, Julia, check it out. So it turns out all my harmonies that I had, there was like more minor chords hidden in there. So I went with something more like this. I think it's meaner. And then if I add the piano in later, it feels flower, but it's like, it's just a little, it's got that edge.
It really feels like a fantasy character to me, like in a fantasy book, who's like, you're like, I don't necessarily like agree with what you're doing, but like also your vengeance is justified. You know what I mean?
Yo, yeah.
Like, it's like a character where you're like, I'm not 100% on your side, but I get it.
I feel like that's pretty rafflesia.
Yeah.
Like, it's 100%. Like there's like this evil parasite, kind of, but at the same time, it's like a beautiful flower, and like
100%.
It's also just surviving. That's just its means of survival. Like,
and it was given a tough hand of cards. Like this world was never necessarily suitable to you, but you're doing the best with what you got.
Damn, that's kind of fire. Okay, that's so nice. Thank you. But I think like it's in the right direction now. Actually, this works really well because first we have this meaner pad being kind of like the more minor harmonies. So then when this piano comes in later, it's like it's reharmonizing. It's basically adding a bunch of sevenths. So it's like, it's softening those harmonies. It's softening those minor chords into something a little friendlier. Awesome. Now it just needs a melody. Let's think about why that's not cutting through. It's this brightness that we need. And this tubiness that we don't. I'm ever so slightly riding the volume because as it gets lower, it gets a little harder to hear it. Pretty crazy with that, throwing that D up there. It's a really cool chord, throwing that D up there, an octave over that D sharp, that E flat. Okay, hell yeah, I'm vibing with this. I'm vibing with this a lot. Alright, it just needs a solo. It needs a good solo. I'm gonna stop pretending like I don't know what it needs. I just could not really figure it out before, but maybe now that we fleshed it out, maybe I can figure something out over here. I like this sound. Now that I hear it, it sounds really derpy. Maybe we need to find a different sound. Nah, it's derpy. It's just derpy. We need a different sound. Okay, that works. That works. Alright, the real question is who's trying to do vocals on this? Someone gotta send me vocals, okay? Okay, I just listened to it through and all it needs is a riser here and a solo here. So let's put in that riser real fast. 31,000 results, Jesus Christ. Let's just do a crash. It's gonna be easier this way. That's what I wanted. That's kind of rafflesia right off the bat. Love that so much. But we can get more of that weirdness if we mute those painful frequencies a little bit. It's a beautiful sound. I feel like that's kind of it, yeah. It had to be something dirty, I feel like. It's hard because it's in 6 or like 3 or whatever. Maybe we'll just fade it out at the end because I'm running out of time to record. Alright y'all, as always that was so much freaking fun, but I am so tired and I'm running out of time to record. I'm so happy with how this turned out though. I feel like it's a really good balance of like mysterious and haunted, but at the same time delicate and beautiful. I really hope we did the rafflesia justice. I confess, I don't know if we nailed the rotten flesh stench. We might have to try another corpse flower beat in the future. I think we should maybe do the other corpse flower at some point. Maybe not next, but soon. And try to get something even stinkier than this. I think that could be a lot of fun. To just try to make the stinkiest beat. The stinkiest possible beat. I definitely think we captured like the general aura. But on a more meta level, this flower is supposed to be medicinal. And I have to say this was a really healing track for me. I feel like I needed to jam. Probably more than I realized. So maybe actually this is more focused on that side of the healing, delicacy side of things. So anyway, let me know what y'all think. Definitely let me know what we should do next time. Y'all have such good recommendations. I really hope we did the rafflesia justice. Y'all give me such epic recommendations. It kind of gives me a little bit of nada respeto. I want to do a good job with them. First, I gotta make an instrumental worthy of like a Mayan bat spirit. Now I gotta make like a beat for like the coolest flower I've ever heard of. Anyway, as always, don't forget to let me know what you want to see next. I can't wait to see all of your ideas. Y'all for real come up with some amazing recommendations. It was also interesting to like work through the vibes I was trying to emit with the music. Thanks to Julia who helped me too. It was really cool to start in like kind of a wrong direction almost, or like too focused on one aspect, like the flower aspect of it all. And to try to pivot from there, like especially when you listen to something and you're like, oh, I don't know if this is what I wanted, and it feels like all hope is lost. But there's kind of a simple fix. You just have to take a step back and talk about it and think about it. I mean, I don't take it for granted that I have a partner I can ask, but some perspective is always important, especially when you're making weird shit like this. The vision has to be clear. Otherwise, you just end up with the weirdest concoction. But anyway, I have so much fun making these videos. I have so much fun reading y'all's comments, and I try to respond to all of them. Anyway, y'all are the best. Please take good care. If someone wants to do vocals on this track, I would love that. I would honestly love that. It's trickier than it looks. There's like a 6 against 4 vibe going on. I don't know. But I feel like it could be really cool. I would happily like mix it as a video or something. Like if someone did that, like if someone actually did that, I would totally make a video out of it. It'd be really fun. It could be a solo too. I feel like there's still room for a solo in there, or a rapper. The options are limitless always, so I guess the only limitation is creativity, but I'm open to pretty much everything. So thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next episode. Now go watch the rest of my videos. Mwah, 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 mwah.